Hey everybody, Ken Jamaca with Team Jamaca Real Estate, part of eXp Realty. I am here with the lovely Megan Strickland from
Hi.
the Las Vegas market. So let's talk about Las Vegas. Lots of people go there.
Well, I mean, it's amazing. Obviously, we're the entertainment capital of the world. So people come from literally all over the world for the world-class entertainment, world-class restaurants. And then they end up falling in love with the city and then they don't want to leave. So come here for entertainment and then stay for everything else.
Awesome. I'm a big fan of Las Vegas. I've traveled there a lot, never lived there. I would probably be broken homeless if I lived there because I have a gambling problem. But
it's very hard. You know, my husband was previously Air Force. This was supposed to be a 2-year assignment. And then we found out Creech, once you're assigned to Creech, they don't let you go. So the 2-year assignment turned into just him retiring out of the Air Force. And then we loved it so much out here that we just decided to stay. So that was 9 years ago. And we don't have any plans on leaving anytime soon. We have a senior in high school and a daughter in 8th grade. So we'll probably wait until the 8th grader maybe graduates high school before we even think about doing anything. And even then, you know, we're originally from Ohio. My husband and I are. We're not cold weather people anymore. So this is the perfect climate for us. We don't have harsh winters. It does actually snow in Vegas. We did have snow this year, but for the most part, it's 300 days of sunshine, hardly any rain. So it's the perfect environment for us.
that's awesome. So you mentioned a lot of interesting points about Vegas. So nightlife is pretty spectacular. I can attest to that. What about natural stuff? I know there's lakes and the Grand Canyon's not far. What else is there to do?
So it's about 4 hours to the Grand Canyon. Been there a couple times. We do have, that's kind of the misconception about living in Vegas. You know, when you tell people that you live in Vegas, it's automatically, oh, you live on the Strip. No, I don't live on the Strip. I actually live in the northwest part of Vegas. I'm 30 minutes from the Strip. I live in a neighborhood with sidewalks and trees and parks. I have a Costco and a Walmart. It's a very typical suburban atmosphere. But as far as anything outside of the Strip, we have Mount Charleston where we can actually go skiing. They just got 2 inches of fresh snow yesterday on it. There's plenty of hiking. We have Red Rock. You can go hiking there. You can also go hiking up at Mount Charleston. So plenty of natural scenery and things to do around there. We do have Lake Mead, which from where I am in the way up in the northwest, probably takes about 45 minutes to get there, which isn't bad. I mean, that's with traffic and hauling a boat. I don't have a boat. My friend has a boat, but when we're with them hauling a boat, it takes about 45 minutes to get down there. So we've got, you know, mountains, lakes. We have Lake Las Vegas on the east side of town. So we do have mountains, water, really kind of anything you're looking for. And if you really have that beach urge, we're about 5 hours, 6 hours to San Diego. So it's kind of an ideal location, actually.
Yeah, that really sounds like it. So price point, where is Vegas in terms of actual real estate, right? What is your price point? You know, what does a typical 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house cost?
So right now, the median price of a home is about $335,000, $340,000.
You can't get any
for a 3-bed.
And so I'm up in Roseville, right, near Sacramento, and you literally can't get any single-family home for that cheap. In fact, condos are $400,000, right? So a 3.2 for under 400 is silly from my perspective.
Yeah.
You know, so
we have a lot of California coming in.
Yeah, I'm sure. So we talked about talking about some listings. I'll show mine first. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Okay.
And we can look at.
I'm interested to see who's gonna die first. Like I'm afraid to see what your homes are gonna be, or I'm afraid you're gonna see mine and be like, oh, okay. Well,
okay. So this is
Vegas too.
In Roseville, right? It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,129 square foot condo with a $300 and something or $292 a month HOA, right? And listed it at $399, and it just came on the market. There is nothing that isn't tenant occupied or over $1 million that sits for more than 14 days in our market. So if it sits 14 days, it's a miracle. This probably gone before Monday. And it's not, I mean, it is an average typical condo. There's nothing terribly remarkable about it. This is just what 400K gets you in Roseville. So I'm going to stop sharing and I want to see what your 400K looks like.
Okay.
So I actually looked right before I logged on. There are only 56 single family properties for sale in Roseville right now. So that includes condos, single family homes, 1 house and 2 houses on lot. And there was only 56. The cheapest one was $220 for an 800 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath condo.
Wow. So this is 400,000. This is up by me, in the Northwest. This is 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths.
Wow. In a gated community. So
yes, gated community. Yep. So this is what 400,000, super upgraded. I checked it earlier.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's 400,000 up near me. So we do have, right now, we have 2,674 active listings. Wow. And that includes homes, condos, but that's all of Las Vegas.
Yeah. Your pool.
I don't know how it is in California. Vegas isn't known for their yards. Obviously, Vegas, you can see the mountains in the back. Vegas is built in a fishbowl. We're surrounded by mountains, and so we're kind of limited to space. So that's not an untypical backyard in Vegas. Usually they have rocks or something, but I'm not surprised to see nothing in a backyard in Vegas.
Yeah, sprinklers or something.
The nice thing about where I am, we do have a lot of community parks. Like in my little community where I live, I'm not in a gated community, but I know we have 2 parks at least. We have a little dog park and we have a park just like this. So we do have lots of parks around inside each individual little community. So that's a typical $400,000 home in Vegas, right?
All right, I'm gonna take sharing back and we'll go to 700,000.
And that HOA, just real quick, is $63 a month.
Yeah, that's better. And here's my 700,000, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,609 square feet on an 8,000 square foot lot. Yeah.
So that's like our 400,000.
Very similar. Yeah. So super nice backyard though.
Oh, that's pretty. It's hard to find a pool for 400.
Yeah. Well, you can find them here for 700 pretty straightforwardly, but again, nothing terribly remarkable, right? I mean, there's nothing that you're like, oh God, that's my house.
Right. But that's our 400.
Yeah. And this probably was 400 10 years ago. Right. I mean,
10 years ago, our 400 was 250.
Yeah. The market is just doing silly things right now.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, it's got a nice little lofty area. I mean, this is a nice house for 700.
Yeah.
But let's see your 700 though. Now I'm really curious.
So so funny enough, our homes are staying, 2 seconds and then they're gone.
Yeah. I think that's everywhere. I mean, I talked to agents nationwide and everybody's saying there's low inventory and nothing sits more than 20 minutes. Right. So
yeah.
And anything that lasts longer than about 5 days is because they listed it early in the week and they wanted to wait over the weekend.
Right. So this is 700,000. This is also up by me, 4-bed, 3.5 bath. This is a single story. It was hard to find a 2-story for 700,000. And obviously, I'm sure it's the same in California. Single stories sell for a bit more than a 2-story.
Nice.
There's a pool, smaller one, but again, nicely upgraded. This one's 3,341 square feet. This one's highly upgraded. And we do kind of have different areas of Vegas which sell differently. Mm-hmm. Like in the Northwest, homes tend to be a little bit cheaper. The Northwest is newer. And so you're going to I tend to find it's more upgraded. Summerlin is kind of in the middle. on the western side of Las Vegas, and that's kind of old money.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get not as upgraded, but people just want to say they live in Summerlin. There's lots of shopping, lots of restaurants. We built a brand new ballpark over there for our minor league baseball team. And so there's, lots of shopping and dining over there by the new ballpark. And so Summerlin, like I said, people will live in a box to say they live in Summerlin.
Yeah.
And then down in Henderson, which isn't part of Las Vegas, but I mean, it's its own separate government and everything, but it's in the southern part of Las Vegas. It's kind of newer money. If you think of terms of like Gatsby, old money, new money,
Yeah.
it's kind of newer money, but you still have, the homes are nice. Lots of shopping, lots of, great restaurant choices, easy access to the 215 that can get you to the airport and to the strip easy. Homes are a little bit more expensive down there. So it really kind of depends on what you're looking for. I live in Northwest. Obviously I'm biased. Like I said, my husband was stationed at Creech, which is way north of Vegas. And so he had about a 40-minute drive. So we wanted to be as close to Creech as possible. But we have a lot less traffic up here. We don't have as much shopping and restaurant choices as like Summerlin or Henderson, but I've got Costco and I've got Target and I've got Walmart. So I have everything I need. But the nice thing about Vegas is you can really get anywhere in the city in about 35, 40 minutes, anywhere you need to go. Like we talked that one Friday and I was stuck deep in traffic. I was down at the bottom of Henderson and it took me 45 minutes to get back to my house. Yeah. So our traffic isn't too bad, even on a bad day. I mean, assuming it's not, some rollover that's blocking traffic, just typical traffic. So the city is pretty accessible, even during heavy traffic.
Sure.
So it really just depends on what you're looking for. If you want newer, highly upgraded, more bang for your buck, go to the Northwest. If you really want to, the bougie, then go to Summerlin. If you want, still a little bit upgraded, but you want all the shopping and restaurants, go to Henderson. So there's kind of those sections of Las Vegas. And then there are also up and coming sections too, like in old Las Vegas, like where the Nugget and downtown Las Vegas is, like Fremont Street. That's kind of up and coming too with the Container District. They're kind of trying to revitalize that area as well. So there's lots of different parts of Vegas. It just depends on what you want.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's I actually have friends in North Vegas, Henderson, and Prim, which I know is kind of a hike, but it's still roughly your metro. So you mentioned minor league ballpark. So how has the Raiders coming to town and the Knights coming to town, how has that impacted the market out there? Has it at all, or is it just?
So that's kind of interesting. I mean, I keep hearing everyone saying, oh, the Raiders are coming, the Raiders are coming. I'm not sure that it actually has, because, I mean, if you think about it, there's only 10, 12 games in an NFL season, and then half of those are played at home. So who is really going to move for 5 games, 6 games because of an NFL team? I think that real estate agents kind of just use that as, oh, the Raiders are coming, the housing market's going up. I don't think it did, because I don't think anyone's going to move for 5 games because of a football team. Now, obviously, and then, as far as Airbnbs, I mean, that shot up, but then we got some restrictions placed on us because Airbnbs kind of got out of control with the partying, and we had issues with that. So there are some Airbnb restrictions as well. So you have to check on which area you're staying in before, investors come in and they wanted to, they did want to buy properties to rent them out as Airbnbs, but then there are certain areas that are restricted. I don't think it had the impact that people thought that it did. I think that people were just kind of using that as an excuse. As far as the Knights, that really kind of took us by surprise, because everyone kind of laughed, hockey team in the middle of the desert. That was kind of funny to everybody. I think what kind of had the biggest impact on the Knights being here was our shooting, the October 1st shooting, because when that happened, it was right before the Knights started playing, a couple days or a couple weeks before. I don't think anyone was overly excited, not excited, but we also kind of laughed about hockey in the middle of the desert.
Right.
But after the shooting, the Vegas Knights were so front and center in helping in the recovery. It was everywhere you turned, there was the hockey team. You know, they were the blood donation centers, they were down at the convention centers making sandwiches, they were everywhere. And it wasn't just the backup players. I mean, it was the starters, it was the fronts, it was the staff, it was the coaches, it was everybody. And it really kind of, you know, we didn't know them, they didn't know us, but there they were, helping any way possible. And on their first game, Derek England gave this amazing speech, and not a dry eye in the house. And it just really like endeared us to the Knights. And everybody in Vegas loves them. I mean, they're our team. And so when the Raiders announced that they were coming in, which we knew at the time, and I think the Raiders donated, like, I'm not trying to like scoff anyone's donation, but it was like, really, you're the Raiders and that's what you're giving. You know, here are the Vegas Knights who we don't know and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
We just really, it kind of like solidified our love affair with the Knights. And now when the Raiders came in, it was like, great, the Raiders are coming in. But I think everyone kind of has their own football team anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think anyone's changing football teams because the Raiders are here. Whereas with the Knights, you know, it's a brand fresh new team. And so like I didn't know anything about hockey before they came, and now I'm a huge Knights fan. But I've been a Dallas fan my whole life, so I'm not changing because the Raiders are here. But sorry, I just completely went off.
No,
on
that's
that.
that's all totally fair though. I mean, that's I didn't know that about the Knights actually. So
Yeah, I mean, it was just it was absolutely, it's just I can't explain it unless you were here. They just helped in the healing process. And if you go to a game, you know, they've got the banner and there's a star for every victim of the shooting.
wow.
And it just like I said, it just really kind of, there's just love affair with the city and the Knights. And so anyone else that kind of comes in, we're like, well, sorry, we're already Knights fans. But as far as other sports too, we do have the Knights, which I feel like is everyone's number one love. We just announced we had a minor league hockey team with the Silver Knights, and obviously we love them because they're like the baby brothers. We do have the Raiders, which their stadium is, as much as I'm not a Raiders fan, their stadium's awesome. I mean, it's right off of 15. You could throw a stone and hit the stadium. It's very big and massive and impeding. It's very intimidating looking, but the stadium is really cool. We also have the Las Vegas Aces, which is the WNBA team. We have the Las Vegas Lights, which is a soccer team. And then, like I mentioned, the Aviators, the minor league baseball team, which is super fun. The stadium's gorgeous. They're an Oakland A's affiliate. We also have the Motor Speedway, way up out by Nellis Air Force Base. So we've got, you know, lots of NASCAR coming in. And then we have the rodeo that comes in as well out at South Point. So if you're a sports fan, this is a great town to live in as well, because there's always some type of sporting event going on.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's way more than I knew. I knew with the Knights, I followed hockey this much, right? Like enough to know that there's a bunch of teams,
Yeah.
right? And I was a Raiders fan as a kid because I lived in the Bay Area and that's where they were.
Mm-hmm.
But then I work 90 hours a day, so I don't really pay attention to sports.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know. I was excited about the Knights because I followed hockey as a kid. I played hockey as a young kid, so that's
nice.
That's why I know this much.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they came up, they seemed to be a contender right away, which was interesting. Normally,
well, we went to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
we went to the Stanley Cup our first season,
which is unheard of. I mean, that's Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
any sport.
Yeah.
Right? So I was excited to hear about those, but I didn't know the shooting thing. Like that's actually really, really cool. So
yeah,
I mean, not the shooting part, but the
right,
the Knights' involvement in the recovery is cool.
They were there from the beginning.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So how would someone get a hold of you if they wanted to talk more about moving to Las Vegas or look at houses? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can call, text, email, carrier pigeon, whatever, however you feel best. My phone number is any way possible. My phone number is 702-728-1121. You can email me at megsellslv@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. You can find me at Megan Strickland Homes. Anyway, they can contact you. You can get in contact with me.
Yeah,
whichever way is possible.
There's only like one. I just found a second Ken Jamaca in the world. He's like a 15-year-old kid in the Philippines. No idea who that guy is, but I used to say I'm the only Ken Jamaca in the world. And someone was like, "No, you're not. Look." I'm like, "Who's that?"
Oh my God. Yeah, my maiden name is Slentz, and I was the only Megan Slentz in the world until I found one she married into. I'm like, but I'm the OG. So yeah, it's always disappointing when you find another one.
It is. I like being the only one in the world. Anyway, well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
And then hopefully we can get some referral clients back and forth and
that'd be great.
People in the houses.
Yep, that sounds wonderful.
Awesome.